Right now, there is meat somewhere near you, in a fridge, in a freezer, wrapped in plastic under a light in a shop 3 streets away. And there is one thing about it you have never once asked. How old was it? Not what animal, not what cut. How old? Picture the last chicken breast you cooked. Pale, smooth, the same color the whole way through, so soft it fell apart under the fork. You probably read that as quality. It was not quality, it was an infant. That bird was 42 days old, 6 weeks. It had never laid an egg, never grown its adult feathers, never finished becoming a chicken. And it does not stop at the chicken. The pig was 5 months. The lamb never saw its first birthday. A chicken can live 8 years. A pig can live 15. So you have eaten meat your entire life, thousands of meals, and you have almost certainly never eaten an adult animal. Not once. You are not eating young animals. You are eating babies. And the reason has almost nothing to do with what you like. This sounds like a small question with an obvious answer. It isn't. It is one of the strangest quiet decisions our species has ever made, and the closer you look at it, the less sense it makes. Because somewhere in northern Spain, right now, a butcher is paying a premium for a cow that is 18 years old. 18. And her meat sells for 80 euros a kilo, and people cross continents to eat it. Hold on to that. We are coming back to her, and she is going to take the entire logic of your supermarket apart. Keep 2 more things in mind. There was a moment, not long ago, when we killed almost 2 million adult cows on purpose and ate none of them. Not one. And the preference sitting in your head right now, the one that feels like plain common sense, is younger than your grandmother. We can name the decade it appeared. We'll get there. Start with what you already believe. Young meat is better meat. Softer, cleaner, milder. Old meat is tough, gamey, peasant food. And that is not just folk opinion. It is written into law, into the price of every steak on earth. And it is built on something real. Inside every muscle there is a scaffold. Connective tissue, mostly collagen, holding the fibers in place. In a young animal, that scaffold is stitched together with weak 2-part links, and heat destroys them. Cook it, and they melt into gelatin. Then the animal gets older, and the chemistry changes. Those 2-part links convert into 3-part links, with names like pyridinolin and Ehrlich's chromogen. And those do not melt. Not at any temperature. Not ever. And here is the part that should stop you. The total amount of collagen barely changes with age. Sit with that. The old animal does not have more scaffolding. It has the same scaffolding welded shut. 2 researchers named Heather Bruce and Bimal Roy at the University of Alberta compared steers killed at 12 months, at 20 months, and cows at 73. As the age climbs, the welds multiply. And there is a second protein, and this one is worse. Elastin. Yellow, springy, and it builds up as an animal ages. Collagen at least surrenders eventually. Elastin never does. Heat it, and it shrinks and gets tougher. So there is something time writes into a muscle that no cook, no pot, no braise can ever take back out. Now the color. The red in your steak is myoglobin, the protein that holds oxygen inside a working muscle. Veal carries 1 to 3 milligrams of it per gram. An older cow carries 16 to 20, and that is 6 to 10 times more. Myoglobin is iron. Iron is flavor, which means when we chose pale meat, we were choosing against the exact molecule that makes meat taste like meat. Now follow that logic all the way down, and you arrive at veal. Calves killed at 16 to 20 weeks. The youngest, called Bob veal, at 3 weeks old. And to keep the flesh properly pale, the traditional method feeds them a milk replacer stripped of iron. Studies found those calves sitting right at the border of iron deficiency anemia by 16 weeks. Read that again. The whiteness you pay extra for is a shortage of blood. Sheep have a different problem, and it has a chemical formula. 3 branched chain fatty acids build up in sheep fat as the animal ages. The main one is 4-methyloctanoic acid. Together they produce what the industry flatly calls mutton flavor. Lowest under 1 year, middling from 1 to 2, highest after 2. But there is a twist buried in there. When a researcher named Peter Watkins measured those compounds against consumer scores, they lowered how much people liked the smell. They had no measurable effect on how much people liked the taste. Think about what that means. You reject old sheep with your nose before it ever reaches your tongue. And with pigs, age is not even the deadline. Puberty is. At around 5 months, an intact male pig starts producing androstenone in its testes, while scatolae builds up in its gut. Together, they create boar taint. Researchers at Texas Tech University describe the smell as old gym socks. 3/4 of people can detect it, so the industry has two choices: castrate the animal or kill it before it grows up. And that is the whole menu. Every piece of pork you have ever eaten exists inside that window. But here is where it gets stranger, because we did not simply start killing them younger. We rebuilt them to be killable younger. At the University of Alberta, a poultry scientist named Martin Zuidhoff did something clever. The university had kept a chicken line frozen in time, unchanged since 1957. He raised it beside a modern commercial bird in identical conditions. The 1957 chicken needed 70 days to reach about 1 kilo. The modern bird reaches roughly 3 kilos in 47 days. Growth rate up by more than 400%. Feed required, cut in half. Now picture that. We did not shorten the animal's life to fit the meat. We redesigned the animal until its life fit the deadline. And then we wrote the whole thing into law. The United States Department of Agriculture sorts beef carcasses into 5 maturity classes, A through E, by measuring how far the cartilage in the spine has turned to bone. A and B are young. C, D, and E are old, and the trade calls them hard bones. Young carcasses can be graded prime, choice, select, or standard. Old carcasses are barred from all 4. They get their own scale: commercial, utility, cutter, and canner. There is an official government grade of beef that means fit only for a tin. So where does all that old meat actually go? Into you, mostly. Nobody mentioned it. Dairy cattle alone supply 30% of America's ground beef. Lean trim from old cows gets blended with fatty trim from young steers at roughly 5-to-1. 5 pounds of old animal for every pound of young. Your hamburger is the one place a Western adult regularly eats a fully grown animal. It is just minced first, so nobody has to think about it. Chickens do not even get that. A laying hen is killed at 18 to 24 months. In China, Korea, India, and Brazil, she is food. Soup, sausage, mortadella. In the West, she is classified as a byproduct, buried, composted, or rendered into pet food. Billions of birds every year, same animal, same age. Food on one continent, waste on another. But that line was not drawn by biology. And now the thing I told you to keep in mind. On the 3rd of April, 1996, after mad cow disease was linked to a human illness, Britain banned the sale for food of any cow over 30 months old. By November 1997, roughly 1,772,000 cattle had been destroyed. At the peak, 750,000 animals a year were rendered and burned instead of eaten. That was the moment age stopped being a question of taste and became a question of law. And an entire generation of adult cattle went into the fire. Now widen the lens. Every year, we slaughter around 83 billion land animals, 202 million chickens a day, 140,000 every single minute, and almost none of them reach adulthood. Sit with what that means. It may be the largest system our species has ever built, and it runs on one rule: nothing inside it is allowed to get old. So here is where I take the taste argument away from you, because taste was never really the reason. Feed is 60 to 75% of the cost of raising a cow, and growth follows a curve. Early on, an animal turns feed into muscle beautifully. Then the curve bends. Every extra kilo costs more because the body shifts from building itself to merely maintaining itself. One feedlot study found that improving feed conversion by 10% raised profit by 43%. So the slaughter date is not a chef's decision, it is the point where the feed bill crosses the carcass value. The animal dies on the day it stops being profitable, not 1 day later, and now the part that should genuinely bother you. Fat goes on to cattle in a fixed order, around the organs first, then under the skin, then between the muscles, and last of all, inside the muscle itself. That last one is marbling. It is the single trait you pay the biggest premium for, and it is the slowest thing the animal makes. Let those two facts collide in your head. We built a global industry that charges a fortune for marbling and then kills the animal before it has finished making any. There is exactly one famous exception. Japanese black cattle, Wagyu, are fed to 28 or 30 months. American cattle average 18. But Wagyu is not a hidden breeding secret. Wagyu is time, and somebody willing to pay for it, which finally brings us back to the 18-year-old cow. In the Basque Country and Galicia, the most prized steak in Spain is the taxulatin, and it comes from vaca vieja, old cow, retired dairy animals, usually 8 to 14 years old, sometimes 18. Thick yellow fat that an American grader would penalize on sight. Dry aged at least 35 days, 50 to 80 euros a kilo. Now picture it, a cow who has walked the same wet green hills for 14 years, who has outlived 3 of the dogs on that farm. And at the end of it, she is not a problem to be minced, she is the most expensive thing on the menu. One butcher who handles thousands of these carcasses a year puts the ideal age at 12 to 20 years, because in his words, this is the best flavor, it is long and strong. And the science has quietly caught up with him. In 2025, a study in the journal Foods put grain-finished cattle over 30 months against cattle under 30 months in front of consumer panels. Maturity hit tenderness. Of course it did. But on juiciness, on flavor intensity, on how much people actually liked the flavor, the effect was limited to none. Earlier work had already shown that feeding a cull cow properly for as little as 8 weeks dragged its toughness down to the level of ordinary supermarket beef. So the problem was never that the animal was old. The problem was that nobody fed it, aged it, or cooked it properly first. And people knew how to cook it. For 1,000 years. Collagen starts turning into gelatin at around 71 degrees Celsius. Hold it there long enough, and the toughest tissue in the animal becomes silk. And that is the entire principle behind braising, stewing, low, and slow. Coq au vin is not haute cuisine. It is a French farm recipe for a rooster who has stopped being useful, an animal so sinewy it is inedible any other way. Wine and hours. That is the whole trick. Oxtail, shank, cheek, brisket, every fashionable cut on every menu you have seen this year is something poor people ate because they had time and no money. We did not lose the ability to eat old animals. We lost 4 hours. And now the second thing I asked you to remember. In 1915, a New York menu listed broiled English mutton chops at $1.50, 25 cents more than the roast spring lamb beside it. On the Titanic, first-class passengers were served mutton. Spring lamb went down to second class. Read that again. The old animal was the luxury. And in medieval England, the saying about a beef animal ran, a year to grow, 2 years to plow, and a year to fatten. Standard beef was a 4-year-old ox that had worked for a living. Then came the war. The decade is the 1940s. Canned mutton went to soldiers by the ton, and they came home hating the sight of it. Refrigerated rail cars pushed beef into every corner of America. And a food historian named Ken Albala puts the rest plainly. It costs more to keep sheep alive longer. So in roughly one lifetime, the meat that first class ate on the Titanic became something you cannot buy in an American supermarket. Now, the honest part, because this is where a lot of videos stop and let you feel clever. Meat from old animals really does have problems. A national audit found almost 31% of cow carcasses carrying yellow fat, which buyers discount hard. Another found dark cutting, meat that is dark, firm, dry, and spoils fast in 40% of cull bulls. And elastin never leaves. So the truthful version is not that old meat is better. It is that old meat has a very high ceiling and a very low floor. Young meat is the same every single time. Old meat can be extraordinary or inedible depending on feed, aging, and the person at the stove. The industry picked the option that never fails. That is a rational choice. It just is not the choice you thought was being made for you. Because here is what should stay with you. Every other food you revere for age. Aged cheese, old wine, ham cured for 3 years. We built entire luxury markets on the idea that time is what makes something taste like something. Meat is the only category where we decided the exact opposite and then called it quality. So the next time you are standing at a counter and your eye goes straight to the palest, softest, most uniform thing in the case, stop just for a second. That color is not quality. It is youth. That softness is not craft. It is the absence of a life. You have eaten thousands of animals. You have almost never eaten one that grew up. It was tender because nothing ever let it become anything else.